for everyone to come on. We're live on YouTube. I'm still not live on Instagram yet, but I'm going to be putting that on in a second. I hope you're all doing good. It's your boy Kwame here. And today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining upper body day. Um, why it's important to train upper body together as well on some days. Also have a split like having an upper body day. The benefits of training with upper body. And again, how you can improve your training with upper body. So it's gonna be epic, and I can't wait for you guys to join. But we've also got Q&A as well too. So I want you guys to ask as much questions as possible while we do this. It's gonna be fun, and yeah, let's get into it. Woo. Awesome. Everyone's doing good. Just gonna set up in on. Alright, we're checking into Instagram now. What's going on? Instagram, it's your boy Kwame here. Today we've got a Q&A. So welcome again to the Body Rescue as usual. We have a Q&A and I'm going to explain upper body training. So why train upper body by itself? So I'm just gonna wait till everyone comes on. I'm gonna say hi to everyone before we get started. Hi Ray, how are we? How we doing? Hi Ilham, how we doing guys? So today, what's new? Nothing, just today gonna be explaining how to train upper body and why we should be including upper body in our split. So that's one of the big things. And but first of all, I want to know how many of you actually do upper body together. Like why would, and I want to explain to you why I will put upper body in a split by itself, or like why not just only have arms. Look, I'm not saying this wrong. This is time for it. However, why I'm going to explain to you the reason why I personally add an upper body day into some of my splits, and sometimes even split it up into an upper body, lower body, even a full body workout. So this is going to be quite important. Thank you, Mr. Satish. Hope you're doing good. And I want you guys, if you guys have any questions as well, feel free to ask while I'm doing this live stream. I want this to be as interactive as possible. I want you guys to benefit as possible. And of course, as always, I'm here to drop the knowledge bombs and help you guys as much as possible. So now that we're on 7:30, let's get started. You all know what time it is, 7:30, the Body Rescue time. It's live with Kwams. All right. Something happened if I do a lot of work. Yes, what happens if you do a lot of work? When you feel free to ask any questions. Hi from Colombia. It's nice to have people from all around the world. Awesome. Alright guys, so upper body day explained. So I'm gonna explain to you the purpose of training upper body and having that in your split. Now when it comes to upper body, it's a bigger muscle group. So what happens is when you do train bigger muscle groups together, your body's natural testosterone levels is actually produced quite in larger amounts too. So you utilize the bigger muscle groups, okay? Now you engage in a lot of muscles as well. You burn a lot more calories in general for that session. So from a calorie from an energy output perspective, you're gonna be benefiting a lot more already, okay? And I am Cyril Thomas says, how many days should I divide upper body? Okay, now look, it depends on your training split. Look, you can have like 2 to 3 upper body days if you want to prioritize your upper body, as opposed to if you wanted to prioritize legs, where you can have 2 to 3 leg days instead, or lower body instead. Bro, I'm shrinking from 2 years on and off lockdown. I've lost so much muscles. Any ideas to get it back? Do you guys ever remember the term muscle memory? One of the things that your body actually always remembers as well too is how you train. So this is more your connection with your body as well too, and your engagement of muscles. So yes, you have lost a bit. Once you come back into training and getting a good routine on, you definitely get back to where you're at. So that's one of the big things. Make sure you're eating well as well too, while you do it. So those are some of the big things. Now, when it comes to upper body training in general, how do I train upper body? I always start with the bigger muscle groups. So we look at upper body. We've got arms, we've got shoulders or delts, we've got chest, we've got a back, we've got a core muscle groups at the same time. So always start with the bigger muscle groups. So our chest and back. So I'll start off basically with some nice compound chest movement, which is a nice press movement. So it can be a bench press, and what I personally love to do is I love to superset antagonist muscles. Antagonist just meaning opposite muscles. So if I'm doing a bench press and I want to have my back as well in there, those are antagonist muscles. Now, the purpose of doing these is because if I am using antagonist muscles, whenever I squeeze my chest, my back is in a stretch, okay? So whenever you are pressing an antagonist muscle, the other is relaxed, okay? So it allows you to actually still lift sub-maximally high. So you can still lift quite high and heavy, okay? So you can actually still reap the benefits of it. And another beauty of it is because you engage in so much muscles in that short period of time, your energy output is awesome. So for those of you that want to get leaner, this is a great approach, okay? Because one, you basically like exert a lot of energy, using a lot of energy, you engage in a lot of muscles. However, you also increase your energy output, and your cardiovascular system also takes off like a boss because you also engage in all that amount of muscles. So this is a great way to train in general. Arnold used to train that way as well too, using a lot of antagonist muscle groups. So I can see a great reason why. Okay, now when it comes to upper body, again, when I'm doing like a press, for instance, I am going to be engaging my delts in there. So I'm not just using obviously my chest. I'm also engaging like delts and stuff like that in there. I'm also engaging some of the smaller muscle groups. So we always working them. So if I start from those big muscle groups, for instance, with my chest, the synergistic muscle would be my shoulders. Okay, I'm also gonna be using my lats. Okay, if I'm bench pressing, okay, to stabilize. And of course, I'm still gonna also there's also still gonna be some lat contraction at the point of that. So I'm going to be utilizing that, my shoulders, everything. So you're gonna be still using those small muscle groups. So by the time you get to those small muscle groups as well, they've been worked already. So it's easier to basically finish them off, and you're gonna be getting from a frequency perspective, you can train these muscles a little bit more frequently. Okay, I am Cyril Thomas says, I curve my back to perform the chest exercise. I get cramp on my back. What needs to be done? So you curve your back to perform a chest muscle exercise, and then you get a cramp on your back. What needs to be done? First of all, don't curve your back. Try and lay in a neutral position when you are performing this movement. And next thing as well, strengthen your core. Okay, so make sure your core is actually switched on while you're doing these movements, because the last thing you want is an injury while trying to do a chest press. Now, if you say curve your back as opposed to over arch your back, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Do you mean you have a bit more of an arch, or you mean you're rounded with your back? So I'd like to actually know that so I can help you and analyze a little bit further when it comes to that. But it's great for you to actually realize these things so you can actually stop it before you get any sort of further injury. So yeah, when it comes to training upper body, it is again advantageous to from a frequency perspective while we are trying to hit these muscles. So it's such a big thing, and it's something that you again want to really focus on if you were trying to increase the muscle. So I am Cyril Thomas, arch my back. Okay, yep. So if you are arching your back, guys, and you are feeling a lot of pain while arching your back, my personal opinion, stop. That you're probably putting too much pressure on your lower back muscles. Strengthen your core, so do a lot of core work and try and strengthen your core as well, and probably bench with a neutral spine if you can, if you are fit enough to be lifting, because if you continuously do that, you're just going to continuously create some sort of injury eventually, and it could be even worse than you actually think. So again, your health and your safety is always number one. So you got to prioritize that first. If something's not feeling right, don't keep going, guys, because it's only going to lead to a bigger injury. So yeah, we talked a little bit about our upper body training, and we talked about the frequency and how it improves your frequency when it comes to training, and that's one of the biggest things. I'll probably one of the biggest reasons I'll probably make a split like an upper body and lower body split. So that's a big reason for it. Now, another advantage of an upper body split to just a normal body split is you are kind of hitting all these muscles like together. So this actually allows you to have like an extra day. So if there was one day that I really wanted to focus on maybe my biceps or something like that, and I had like, let's say 2 days in frequency where I'm doing upper body, what I could do potentially is I can also I probably could have 1 or 2 days free. I can actually go in and be like, look, I want just an arm day by itself. I can actually just focus and target on that as well. Big up for all the information. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Like I'm always here to help, and that's what I'm here for. So I want to help you guys as much as possible. What's up, SK? How we doing? How we doing, guys? How we doing? But yeah, like that's a big thing. It's about keeping that frequency with training. And when it comes to good morning from Ghana, morning, good night from here, it's crazy how the times are so different. That's one of the crazy things. But yeah, like it's a big thing when it comes to our upper body training. Thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it. Keep rocking, bro. No, I got you, fam. I got you. I appreciate it. And thanks for coming on as well too. And giving me the opportunity to help you. And I hope like you guys can also put that into practice as well. Hey from Russia. Hi Kelly. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Hi Bandy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi King. Well, how we doing? So, upper body day explained. So, what are some of the exercises we can do on upper body day? We'll start off with a nice bench press, and then we can superset with a row. Okay. Now we've already got one big compound movement. Okay. Then I'm gonna probably like dial it down back a bit. So I've got like a flat bench press. Maybe I'll go into a little bit of an incline on the bench press and go into dumbbells and go for a nice little controlled one. Maybe when COVID's over. Some nice controlled movements. We've already hit some nice compound movements. You have a blessed day as well too, legend. And keep that nice control while we're doing that incline. Next up, we can also superset this again. So we also one saving time, and we're doing some rows. Let's hit some upper back, which basically is a great part of the back that we're gonna hit. It's great for aesthetics in general. Keeping your back nice and tight can also put your upper back nice and tight and keep a little bit less tension on your lower back. So this is an awesome one to hit properly. You can get in some pull-ups, you can do some pull downs as well. It's a great way to get those lats activated. Then we'll move on to some deltoids. So after we've hit those two big compound movements, we scale one of them down, then we're going to some big compound presses. By this time, your press movement should be slightly exhausted, so you probably don't want to be going for like some heavy delts unless your rep range was already low. So what you're gonna do this time now is we're gonna go for some nice controlled movements to basically utilize some lighter weight but still increase the tension on our deltoids. So this is a great one again to do. So you can do some nice light controlled movements. You can add some pulses. You can add some isometric holds as well. You can add some slow eccentrics, or you can add some slow concentrics. So that's another great way to engage those deltoids. And then after that, oh, thank you, Jed. You're an absolute legend. Thanks so much. Huge shout out to Jed for getting the badge. Absolutely, I absolutely appreciate you guys. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you. And again, when it comes to after you hit your deltoids as your next one, you can jump into we can start isolating our movements as well. Yo, what's up? Eden train arms today. Nice. Good upper body. So after we've hit shoulders, you can start actually supersetting your shoulders and your biceps and triceps together. So what I'll do is I'll break them down. I'll hit my lateral head of my delts. So I'll do some laterals, okay? And then I'll superset that with some bicep curls, okay? The reason why I'm doing this now is I'm still trying to get some, like even though they're smaller muscle groups, I'm still trying to basically get more and more in. I'm keeping the heart rate up, but I'm not taking away my strength. So after I've got some laterals, I'll do some bicep curls. Then I'll do some reverse flies to hit the rear delts, okay? And then I'll hit some triceps. I can do some dips as well too. Kwame, can you explain push-pull legs and their schedule, because I want to try that. Yes, quad father. What's up? Yeah, so question from Eden on YouTube. Push-pull legs is a great one. So break it down. Push, more pressing movements, so chest, shoulders, shoulder movements. Pull, more back movements as well. More of a little bit of a bicep movement as well too, so you can kind of do the arms a little bit, tiny bit of arms, but with the push-pull legs, you don't focus too much on your arms. So there's a little bit less volume with our arms, but it's more about big muscle groups. So personally, depends on your recovery. Some people can go push-pull legs, 6 days, okay? However, this also depends on what are your stronger muscle groups. If legs are my stronger muscle groups, I'll start off with push-pull legs and then push-pull and then have a little bit of a break through the weekend, depending on how much I can do. However, if legs are a weaker muscle group, I'll go legs, push-pull, if that makes any sense. This allows me to basically structure in a way that I can have more frequency with my legs training. I'm a big fan of you from Kenya. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for that. So I hope this makes, if this gives you a little bit of an understanding, and that's just the structure and the split. That's not exactly the exercises you'll be doing for push-pull legs, but I can explain that in another live stream as well. And again, one of the biggest things that I was also talking about in this live stream is, remember, when you are, with anything you do, your form is always triumphs over your weight. So focus on your form and technique. I know one guy asked earlier, he said to me, he's like, should I be, should I, with my push-pull legs, what kind of focus should I have? Like, where should my focus be? And I was like, look, at the end of the day, your focus depends on the person, depends on you being a beginner, intermediate, advanced trainer. All of that plays a big role. So those are some of the things that you're going to take into consideration, you know. So some of the things, I'm here to help you guys as much as possible. However, some of the things have to be very specific to you. So if you also have a chance, guys, make sure you click the link in my bio, join the Body Rescue group. It is free. Join my Facebook group. I am going to be helping you guys as well with Q&As. I'm posting workouts in there, full workouts in there, so you'll be able to get some examples of these workouts as well, and I will also be explaining, so you guys will be able to ask me any questions about these workouts as well too. But I want to help you guys as much as possible. Okay, does anyone have any questions as well? If anyone has any questions that they want to ask about training, about nutrition, I'm here. Let me know. I want to help you guys again as much as possible. That's one of the biggest things when it comes to fitness. You know, we always all learning and we want to find what's great for you. I'm a follower from India. Your tips are simple and simply awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Honestly, I appreciate the positivity as well. Hi, bro, love from India. Thank you. Thanks, guys. It means a lot. It means a lot. It's very positive and very motivating for me to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's very kind of you guys to say such nice things. It does mean a lot. And when it comes to training as well, guys, it's like these splits, like even an upper body split, lower body split, you gotta also remember that your nutrition plays a big role. So what do I eat after a workout, or what do I eat before a workout? Those are very important. What you eat can actually affect how you train too. So that's a very big thing. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, so I train at the moment most days in the mornings, okay? But when I say mornings, like late mornings, and some days it could be a little bit earlier. And I usually would like have oats for breakfast, okay? For instance. However, if I was training legs and had oats for breakfast, I'll feel kind of weird, like icky, and it's got so much high fiber, and I'll actually struggle to train legs properly. So instead, I'll probably have rice for breakfast instead if I'm training a little bit earlier, or I'll probably train fasted if I've had like a decent amount of glycogen stores in my body and eaten quite a bit the night before as well. So yeah, should we train every body part twice a week or every single time? Again, it just depends on your recovery level. So how much are you sleeping, how much are you eating in a day? Okay, now if you are training once a week and you're finding yourself very sore, there's no point of you increasing that at all. Okay, first thing is to conquer where you're at. So if you train once a week, try and get all your muscle groups in, and you're working it into a split where you can, like an upper body, lower body split, and even upper body, lower full body, even. And you're getting that, you're splitting that up over over 5 days, for instance, right? So you have a nice little break in between, and you're making progress. So don't change anything, okay? Because what the beauty of this is your body tries to adjust to everything you do, right? So what's gonna happen here is eventually your body is going to be like, oh, I'm used to this now, because your body is getting slowly and slowly used to it. Then you increase to 4 days. You make a 4 day split instead, okay? And then you go to 5, and then you go to 6. Ideally, it's not actually good to train every single day, okay? And this is resistance training because you don't give your body enough time to recover. However, some people can do it. Some people are genetically gifted. Their recovery is like crazy. They can get away with anything that they do. Some people can train once a week and still gain muscle, okay? However, I'm just saying for the average human, it's not advisable to be training every day. You want to also have enough time to recover. So you always want to have a structure in your program to have enough time for recovery as well too, and make sure you eat well as well to recover. So you're eating and you're sleeping and rest, and that also depends on everyone. Some people generally need more rest than others. I found as I get older, I need more and more rest. When I was younger, I could literally live off of 3 hours sleep, and I'll be running around like crazy. And now I'm like, I need my sleep. I mean, even though I didn't get that much sleep, um, I appreciate my sleep. It's probably a better way to put it. So, and it's very important when it comes to training. It's very important to keep, try and keep your recovery, your sleep high, because that's how you grow. Because all you guys all know how muscle is built, right? When the way muscle is built is you tear your muscle from training, so you're putting that tension. So you guys think, look, I'm training, I'm building muscle. It's not what is building the muscle, it's your recovery that's building the muscle. So if you don't recover well, you're not going to build any muscle. So it's actually your recovery is almost more important than your training. Okay. However, you do need a stimulus. Your body needs something to respond to. So you need to tear the muscle, not fully off. I mean, microscopically tear the muscle. So that's what training does. You're applying tension to muscle and you get these little tears in the muscle, and then these little tears are you're gonna recover while you eat and everything, and then build the muscle. So what I'm trying to say with you guys is your recovery is basically just as important as your training. So it shouldn't be one or the other. Okay, and that's also a big thing where your nutrition plays a huge role when it comes to trying to get bigger. It's not all about lifting big weights in the gym, because you can lift big weights in the gym and you might not recover well, and it might lead to an injury, or you might not even make progress because your body is not, you don't have enough to recover well, and your body is not being fueled properly too. So those are very big things and very important things to consider when it comes to making a plan as well. Do we have to sleep at night one go itself? Sometimes I break in the middle of the night. If we sleep 5 hours a night, can we cover it by sleeping one? Yes, yes, yes. So this is something that I actually try and do nowadays as well too, because look, sometimes you might not get um, what's it called? You might not get the whole privilege of being able to sleep 8 hours a day, and that's totally fine. You can sleep in breaks as well too, and sometimes I actually like that a little bit better. Yeah, you don't have to sleep all in one go. At the end of the day, your body has a recovery process. I mean, you do feel rested if you can get more of your sleep. End of the day, look, you can't get to sleep and it's not gonna affect you in a crazy, super negative way. What I can recommend, I remember when I was training a few elite athletes that were hoping to compete in the Olympics, and one of the things that we worked with was trying to get about 10 hours of time in bed. When I say 10 hours of time in bed, that means you're in bed and about 8 hours sleep, 8 hours deep sleep. But then they were also training like crazy. So the thing with this is, depending on how much you're training, how active you are, how stressful your life is, also depends on how much coffee you're having as well. That also depends on how much you should be sleeping, or how much sleep you should be getting in a day. So those are quite important things for you to consider. But like I said, everyone is different. Everyone is different. So some people need more sleep, some people need less. And you'll be able to tell by how you function, how much you forget stuff, how your recovery is going. There's a little signs of sleep, but there's been so many benefits of sleep in general. So how's it going? Build perfect. Hi Rizwan, how we doing? There's been lots and lots of studies around sleep and how it prolongs your life and decreases your cortisol levels and very advantageous things when it comes to training. So sleep is a big topic and it's one thing that I think everyone should be really really pay attention to. How many of you can say you get 8 hours sleep a night? Like how many of you can actually say you get 8 hours of sleep? Because I can't actually. What's up, Ayanda? It's actually very rare nowadays to find someone that gets 8 hours. Does it have negative effects of sleep? Not that I know of, to be honest. Not that I know of. The only thing I know more of is that some people say when they sleep more, they get tired, more tired. James, 7 hours. That's pretty good. 6 to 8 hours is pretty good. I think you need like what 6 hours of deep sleep for like a pretty decent recovery. So 7 is pretty good. 8 hours is like you're like hitting the spot, hitting the nail on the head, and that's the very standardized one. Again, like everyone is different, but 7 is pretty good. Great, buddy. Thank you. How many of you could say that you sleep about 8 hours a day? This is a and of course have a busy life, so because yeah, you know what? One of the things nowadays, like as you get older as well, I start to be like I start to value sleep a lot more. I'm like the times I just wish that I could get more sleep. It's such a big thing, but it's a good thing. So if you do get the opportunity to sleep more, guys, sleep more because it's only gonna be beneficial to you. Sleep 10 after leg day. Woo! See, definitely not me. Look, I reckon I'll actually struggle to sleep for 10 hours. Like I think my body would literally just like I don't know, not shut down. Like I'll wake up and do something. Or I'll just wake up and freak out and I'll be like, oh my god, I got so much to do. But it's cool. It's really good that you get enough sleep as well. Guys, does anyone have any questions about training, nutrition? YouTube check. Um, Let me know because I want to help you guys as much as possible. Um, if you have any questions about training, nutrition, and how everyone's, because like again, this live stream is more about your upper body training and helping you guys as much as possible too. But if you guys have any questions that are personal to you and you think you've had any struggles along your training or nutrition or your journey, feel free to drop them in the comments below because I want to help you guys as much as possible. And also, what's everyone's favorite muscle group to train? That's always one of the biggest things. Because for me, mine changes. Some days I have leg day, that's my favorite. Sometimes it's like chest day. I think my favorite muscle group comes to my goals and what I want to improve. What workouts do you do to get your abs? Okay, workout for abs. So when it comes to getting abs or a six pack, okay, um, one of the biggest things for getting a six pack is body fat, losing body fat so you can see it. However, sometimes people lose body fat and they can't see their abs. Okay, now I'll tell you something that's very very important. Okay, you've got your big compound movements, your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, overhead press, and so on and so forth. Those are just a few. Okay. Now we'll talk about how do I grow my cows. We'll talk about that after Wendy. With your like big compound movements, you need to be able to ensure that when you are doing these movements, you are keeping your core nice and active. So take a deep breath out and pretend you're a doll that's being pulled. Okay. If you can activate your core and while you're doing these movements, slow down your big compound movements. Whenever you're doing a squat, slow down your squat, crunch down slightly and actually just feel your core. You are going to be utilizing that with all your workouts and all your training, and you're going to actually be helping grow these abs that you want as well too. Of course, abs exercises are great, but they want help with activation, and you can build probably like a tiny little bit of abs from that. But you're going to be getting a lot of growth from that as well. So that's one of the biggest things. Wendy, how do I grow my calves? This is the calves are like one of the biggest ones. You have to increase the frequency because eventually your calves are gonna be like, I'm used to this. Increase the frequency with calf strength. Maybe every second or third day you kind of add into your program. If that's your goal, that's what you want to build, then add it in with more frequency. And you can even do about 2 to 3 exercises for them. With calves, you can also change the position of your feet to hit the inner, outer, and everything together. However, always start off with every single thing and then go into your isolated part of the movement. So that's where it plays like a big role. Make sure you hit every single target, then progressively load, progressively load, progressively load. You are going to get stronger, and you're also going to get stronger through a full range, which is going to be epic, and it's going to work wonders for your cows because your body is not going to be used to that movement. So I hope that makes sense. I saw someone ask something actually about how do I identify upper body weakness? How do you identify upper body weakness? Things like big compound movements with upper body, so like a bench press, a conventional deadlift, shoulder presses. If you are struggling with those movements, then you usually could be a form and technique issue, but it also can be an indicator that your strength, your upper body might be weak. Another way to actually do that is to also identify things like this through things like a pull-up. So where you're actually pulling up your lower body with your upper body, okay? Body weight movement, so Kali, a little bit of Kali training. It allows me to actually move a little bit around. I'm also going to be using stabilizing muscles and everything around to just work one side and focus on one side of my back. It's still a big part of your back because your back is a big part and a big movement, but it's a lot easier to execute than a barbell row. So without me having to regress the exercise, I'm just working on one side. I can get better mind to muscle connection while I focus on that one side and then switch it over. Now it's such an exhausting exercise that my heart rate doesn't go down. There's still a lot of tension while I'm performing the movement. So by the time I finish on both sides with my single arm dumbbell row, one, I can lift crazy heavy weights with that, and also engage in big muscle groups and getting that much blood flow in and everything. Like it's amazing, but it's also an easy exercise to execute, and I can also get greater mind to muscle connection. So I'm spending less time focusing on just trying to stabilize myself because I'm also leaning up against the bench. I'm using one hand to support myself. Okay, I'm leaning up against the bench, so I'm already kind of stabilizing myself with the bench, which also means I'm also requiring less stabilization muscles, and I can also focus on my back. So that is the reason why the single arm dumbbell row is my favorite back exercise. But again, if I was talking objectively, from a exercise perspective, I personally think, again, someone might have a different view on it, a barbell row is the king of back exercises. All right, guys. I just want to say a big thank you for jumping on and supporting this live stream, and I hope I was able to help you guys and throw some knowledge bombs. Again, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that supported. You guys are the real MVPs. Absolutely love you guys. You're absolute legends. And don't forget to click the link in my bio. Join the Body Rescue. Let me help you as much as possible. Thanks so much again for your time. I appreciate you guys. Your boy is signing out. Peace. What's up, YouTube fam? I just want to say a big thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys were able to learn something. If you came in later on the stream, that's okay. That's fine. Make sure you watch the whole stream, support me, learn something. Feel free to drop any comments below, and I help you guys out as much as possible. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Your boy is out. Peace.